Hi, I'm going to give you a trick to use to help you get over a relationship. And I recently used this trick myself, and it actually worked for me. Now, if you just went through a breakup and you're feeling devastated, like you can't go on, stop and think back. If you, depending on your age, you've probably gotten over a lot of breakups during your lifetime. And I think back to when I was 8 or 9, and I had this, I guess it was called puppy love at the age. I liked this guy. He was about a year older than me, and I thought he was the cutest thing. And every now and then we would get in little fights. And of course, me being a chubby child, I always won. And I remember I was moving away, and I thought I would never see him again. And as a 9-year old, I thought, oh man, I was sad. But as I grew up, years later, I ran into him, and yes, he was still cute. And many of us had high school relationships, high school loves that we dated, and then we would break up after a number of years, after a few years, and we would think, and for a lot of us, this was our most um, important relationship of our young lives. And I remember my high school sweetheart. He was a few years older than I, and we actually had a daughter together. Well, we still have her. And I thought we broke up. I was so devastated. I don't remember ever crying that much over breakup in my life. Years later, I am over him. I don't even think about him. And I remember in my early 20s, I had a couple of relationships that ended, and I remember with each one I was devastated. I thought I would never get over them. And of course I did. And after my 32-year marriage, I thought the same thing. I said, "Oh my God, I'm so devastated." But eventually I got over that. And the funny thing about it is sometimes the length of the relationship does not determine how easy or how difficult it will be to get over. And I remember a relationship I had in my 20s. It lasted only 2 years, but I thought I was in love. And that ended. That relationship was actually harder for me to get over, being it was only 2 years, than it was for me to get over my 32-year marriage. Imagine that, and I don't understand why. And a lot of times, you break up with a person, you say, "Oh my God, it's over, it's over, it's over." But years later, you might run into that person, and you might rekindle their relationship, or you might develop a friendship. And I remember there was a couple of relationships I had in my 20s that I was devastated about. I ran into those guys 35 plus years later. So you never know. And during the course of my marriage, I was attracted to a few guys. And one guy, I was really attracted to him. And I thought after the project was over that we were working on, I said, well, I'll never see him again. Fast forward 5 years, I saw him again. And I thought to myself, oh, okay, well, I probably won't see him again after this. 2 years later, I saw him again. So you never know. And another guy I had a strong attraction to while I was married. He was the nicest guy. And I said to myself, if I was single, I would talk to this guy. I said, well, I'll never see him again. Fast forward 10 years later, I saw him again. So you never, ever know. And Marie Osmond recently revealed that she got back together with her husband after being divorced for 25 years. So you never know where life may take you. So when you're sitting down thinking about, oh, I will never get over this person, I'm so devastated, think back. You've probably been getting over relationships most of your life. As me, from the time I was in love, well, I thought it was puppy love, when I was 9 years old. And like I said, he was the cutest thing, and I saw him, I said, oh, he's still cute. But none of my relationships in the past did I ever rekindle. but I will never say never. So don't cry. Just know that, like the other past relationships, you would get over this relationship. And I use this analogy to get over a recent relationship. It lasted only 9 months, but we talked every day, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day. And all of a sudden, we broke up and we stopped talking. And I really, really missed him. And I said, well, I'm not going to call him back. I'm not going to do it. And I kept saying, yes, I am. And I kept saying, oh, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him. I miss talking to him. And I reminded myself, hey, you've been getting over relationships all your life. This one is no different. If it was meant for you all to be together, then you will be. But in the meantime, in between time, stop crying. And after I had that pep talk with myself, it worked. So I find myself thinking about him less and less. So I want you to use the same analogy and just think back. Man, I've gotten over several different people in my lifetime, and this relationship would be no different. It just takes time. And I'll talk to you later. I always enjoy talking to you. See you next time. Bye.